Camera number 235 of 365 is the Minolta Dynax 7000i. A continuing series of cameras that built on the previous version. This one seemed to be a trendsetter. It's a third generation apparently, and rather trendsetter in that it was made to be very simple to use but have a lot of computer intervention, but at the same time allowing the photographer to make the final decision. So, looking at the camera, it carries on with the Minolta thread for the lens, and the lens is taken off by pressing the lens release and rotating. I use this particular lens. It's a new acquisition, 35 to 105 AF lens, quite a substantial lens. A bit of plastic and metal mixed in together, but hopefully that will be a nice combination with this camera. Camera requires a 2CR5 battery to operate, so let's just go ahead and put that into the camera. Notice the whole battery compartment lid comes off. So let's just put the camera, get the battery, here we go. 2CR5 goes in. And oops, he says just close the door. There we go. And then we turn the camera on with the on-off button. And then also the next notch gives you audible beeps. So it defaults to program mode, where the camera basically becomes a point and shoot. But having said that, you can press the function button in program mode and cycle through with this rocker button on the grip here. So by holding down the function button, we can cycle through exposure compensation, and I think that's it actually. You can't actually do anything else in program mode. No, there doesn't seem to be any provision holding the button down. Just changes the exposure compensation. Okay. So, to move off exposure... Oh, hang about. That's the button. There we go. I knew there was some way of doing it. We have to use this button as well, this arrow button. And then that allows us to choose continuous or single. So presumably we have to hold the function button again. Yes, there we go. So single or continuous. And then if we come back to this button, we can then choose our focus area, presumably again hold the function button down, spot and matrix, looks like, or their equivalent. So press the function button, we change the option, we can change the ability to whatever functions we have available by pressing that button. We cycle through those. So it's a two-step process by the looks of it with two buttons. A default factory reset button to program mode if we like. And then if we can go to mode button, we can actually change from program to aperture, manual and shutter. And through the viewfinder you get a full range of information, shutter and aperture, exposure compensation. That's all available on the bottom of the viewfinder. Quite a bright viewfinder, I say, and quite big as well. I was quite pleased by that, being a spectacles operative. So that's pretty much it really. Oh, but it isn't. Card. What's card? I also came out with this idea of adding functionality to this camera along with others by providing this little door, which I think just comes open, and then we unreveal yet more features, and the ability to add these little cards that basically give us programs. So we could presumably, I know from other cameras, I think it's the 5000, I had a portrait mode, and you put that in and then the camera is set up to take portrait. So interesting idea. but limited in that sense. So coming back to this control panel, we can cycle through our self-timer. We can change ISO, mid-roll rewind, and again the card adjustment button there, and then our eject button for the card. Notice also we have spot metering there. So a high-tech camera from Minolta here. A lot of decisions made by the camera, but as I say, the photographer can intervene. Autofocus or manual focus can be selected with this up and down switch. And that's pretty much it really. That's a quick overview of the camera. Very highly competent, quite a fast focus. I was quite pleased by that. And also regarding the lens, it does have a macro function, which again allowed me to get quite close. But oops, we'll see. Sorry about that. See how that shows you how heavy it is. We'll see whether the photos were any good or not at the end. But that is camera number 235 of 365.